Thank you very much, Dr. Zarni, for telling us more about the current protest in Thailand and what led to it, especially the behavior of the current monarch, and also relating this to current situation, current happenings in the region itself. Yep, so this was a very good perspective. And to move on, so to Malaysia now. So I would like, our next speaker is going to be Mr. Hishamuddin Rais, who is popularly known as Hisham. And he is the enfant terrible of Malaysian politics. So when he's not being detained, when he's not being detained, he's very active as a political and social activist in Malaysia. And he's also a newspaper columnist, a stand-up comedian, and also a film director. Mr. Hisham has been detained 8 times in Malaysia alone, twice in India, once in Russia, and once in Australia. And he has spent 26 months as a political prisoner at the Kamunting Detention Center. He was arrested previously under the ISA, the International Security Act, and he has also in the past been charged with sedition. So history is always made of 3 types of people: those who are really involved in it, who are making the history; those who are watching it from a distance and commenting on it; and then we have those who don't care, who simply are suffering from it. Let's call upon Mr. Hisham, who, in fact, based on what he has been doing, on the protests he has led, even as a student, studying Southeast Asian history at University Malaya. He has led student protests, and who had some stunt in politics after his studies in the UK, after he studied film and video. Based on what he has been doing throughout his life, I can say that Mr. Hisham really lives for freedom, and whatever he does is really to promote democracy, which he sees as his responsibility as a citizen. So I would like Mr. Hisham to tell us more, to connect the monarchy in Thailand and to do a comparison with the monarchy in Malaysia.
Okay, everybody, thanks for inviting me. And it was really a pleasure to be amongst people here to discuss. And these are things that I was telling people, that I'm really an illegal immigrant to the new technology. I've been avoiding this thing, but now COVID has forced me to face the computer and have to go into the technology. I have to have my friends to help me to set up the whole thing. So there you are. Well, what is most interesting things about it, Dr. Sri have mentioned about this generation. Well, it sounds that I came from completely another generation. That is my generation, because I did mention when it was beginning before in 1973, it's October 1973, when the students were protesting against the military junta. It was Narong, Prapas, and Kanom Kitikachon, the general who was on there, and they were overthrown. 3 of them ran away. 1 ran away to Singapore, and they all disappeared. And it was led by student leaders. And it was Thammasat University was the center of the activism. And I did mention all these people because it seemed that that is my generation. And we were influenced because it's 1973 was in Bangkok. Then in 1974 was in Malaysia. We were there. And the radicalism at that time was started in Thailand. But the background at that time was the Vietnam War. We are all involved. I mean, Vietnam War is only how many hours from Thailand, how many hours? And Thailand was really the center where the American base was there. Udon was the center there. And as a matter of fact, some part of Thailand were using dollar as a form of exchange. So this is but what is most amazing to me, like in 1973 and now, is that what I term now is Budak Sekolah. The school children participated. The school children, not only university students, but also school. And I wonder how they managed to do it in 1973 and how they managed to do it now. And I've been thinking this, how can I organize this thing in Malaysia to bring the student from the school. This is pretty amazing, really pretty amazing. I must congratulate the Thai who are able to organize. As Dr. Zarni was saying, it was intra-generational, it was from the old generation, yeah, but the ability, yes, there's this new technology, the internet, TTT, yes, but at the same time, how they could mobilize it. Yes, they have certain group, like Dr. Sri was saying, that this group from Udon, this group from Bangkok, this from the university, yes, but to mobilize everybody, to mobilize school children. And this is what happened in 1973. And when I read it there, there's almost 1 million people that came to the street of Bangkok in 1973 before the 3 military junta collapsed. So now I'm not sure what is the situation now. The parliament is sitting. 2 days or 3 days ago, there was a big protest. They were trying, because the debate is going on in parliament, like demanding the 3 demands. Okay, now come back to Lèse Majesté the law. Well, Malaysia itself is a constitutional monarch. I'm not a monarchist, but I think in Malaysia, I supported the rulers, the king. They can become king. They become royal family. There's nothing wrong for them to have all this title. But at the same time, they have to work. If you want to become a king, you can become a Grab driver. I don't mind. It's okay. It's democratic. If you want to become a royal household, you go ahead, be a royal household. I will salute you, your royal household, your highness, but you work yourself. If you need to tap rubber, you tap rubber. If you need to work in the tin mine, and if you need to open a stall selling fried noodle, you do the king sells fried noodle. That's okay. That for me, it's fair. But it's fair. This is my concept. Neither I'm anti-monarchist, nor I'm Republican, but I'm for them. They should exist as organism, but they must earn their living. So they can become taxi driver, they can become Grab driver, they become a panda food distributor, whatever. They can still become king. They can still become royal family, but they do not interfere in the life like that's what. So this is the differences. Yes. I was really, it shudders to listen that people have been detained and put into prison because saying bad thing, whatever. But the thing is that, I mean, if I'm a Thai citizen, I saw that clip from Munich. My king was in this camping clothing, trying to be very funny in the supermarket. What can I say? I have to laugh. And I'm, as a stand-up comedian, it's a brilliant material for me to do the stand-up comic about my king. Why not? And then I mean, look, I mean, I have dogs too, but for him, when his dog died, he have a 3 days, a nation celebrate mourning for the death of his dog. Incredible. And plus, it was the dog was was a highest military person, highest military whatever honor is given. So this is incredible. I mean, yes, I mean, this is the king. But the thing is that now the younger people is coming up. This is the first time, as they said, the first there was a 3 demand, but suddenly there was add up another demand that people want to see, to question the monarchy, which is good. So now there's this new situation. But as Dr. Sri said, we don't know what will be the grand finale. What will be where we remember the red shirt, the yellow shirt. The grand finale was that. And in 1973, the grand finale was a brutality. A lot of people been killed. This building being Bangkok got burned down. So this is it. But we really don't know now. Plus, there's this COVID. But what we know, what I admire most is the ability of the Thai to organize themselves. But unfortunately, it's only in Thailand. It's only in Bangkok. It's too concentrated, you understand? And that's also this question that it's almost like Kuala Lumpur, everything happened in Kuala Lumpur. So this is the inability of the organizer to democratize, to decentralize the protest. For example, if in Kuala Lumpur, maybe in Johor Bahru, in Penang, or if in Thailand, maybe in South Thailand, in Pattaya, maybe in another part of Thailand. But here it's so concentrated. It's always been the center. Since 1973, we can see the center is always in Bangkok, I think. And I'm not so sure what will be the ending here now, but from what I read, that the king is also not asking the military to assault the young people who is now questioning the monarchy, which is very good. I mean, so he is also taking a relaxed attitude about people. But at the same time, I think the general have given a warning that all kind of laws be utilized. So this is the danger. So what happened now in Southeast Asia? Okay, we have the question in Malaysia now. We have three things happen in Malaysia now. We have problems of the COVID-19. We have a political problem. We have economic problem. It's unsettled. The same things in the Philippines, the same thing. So the whole, as our friend Zarni say, he refused to recognize ASEAN. He wanted to be say Southeast Asian. And yes, these 10 Southeast Asian nations now, they are having now in Kuala Lumpur, as we are talking, conferencing now, they are also having an APEC meeting in Kuala Lumpur now. It's also on an online APEC meeting. So the discussion. So where does this thing happen? So that this is where we need more solidarity. As you are using this technology now, we should have come, yes, physically we are not coming closing together now because COVID, but we are able to have this conversation, exchange opinion, exchange. I think this is very good. So that's why I think Zarni created this process of renewal in Southeast Asia so that we can all come together, all like-minded people to move it. Yes, ASEAN is not a progressive movement. ASEAN is a kind of yes, I like you, yes, you like me, that kind of organization. It was not, they are uncritical. I mean, look, none of the members of the ASEAN were critical about what happened to the Myanmar. None of them were making any statement what happened in Bangkok, none. So this is it, they will keep aside a stride, but it's almost, as I said, it's almost the old generation which is protecting their interests and protecting the power. And I think the new generation should be coming out now, like the one in Thailand. We will wait what will happen. In Indonesia, yes, the youngsters is coming up. In Thailand, we will see. So I think Southeast Asia, like in Latin America, like the Middle East, there is a movement, there's a strong movement now. But it's unlike those days during the Vietnam War, where we are all consolidated, we are all one aim to overthrow the United States imperial power. Now we are much diversified, we are so not clear. There is very unclear political line, as the old Communist Party will say, it's a very unclear political line. So now we have to come up together. And I think now, if they want for election, if they want election, they will give an election. But then, is that election solve the problem? We have seen now, as Dr. Zarni was saying, that in the United States, how election is taking place, how it's manipulated. Whether you support Trump or you support Joe Biden, you can see. I mean, I was just looking closely and writing articles about what happened in the United States. It reminds me what happened in Malaysia. I mean, there is pengundi hantu, there's a ghost, the undi post, the cheating of the postal ballot, all that. And all these things happening. So now we have to really crack up our mind. The new future, what will be new future? Can we go on with this process called democratic process of election, one person, one vote? Is this democratic enough? So this is the question now. Yes, the demand of the Thai people is that dissolve parliament, have election, have a constitution. Is this good enough? Can we not think another narrative after we have seen the political crisis, the process of democratization in Malaysia? You can see, yes, you have election, you are electing dictatorial rule. So that is it. So that's where my question is, can we think of another way for representation of the people? Is this the only way? Is this one person, one vote is the only way? Or there are other ways? Thank you.